Charlamagne the God, your past is coming back to bite you in the ass. You can pull all those videos down from YouTube. You can try to silence people from talking about the kids' situation, but the facts are remaining. You's a dirty, low-down dog. And you have been sinister for years. I mean, between the alleged rape allegations, the stuff that you said in the past, even admitting to putting the hands on a woman, child, let's talk about it. I had to come back. I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep quiet. I had to come back and I had to talk about this whole thing with Charlamagne the God. Now, I did post a video last week about Jessica Reed coming forward with the accusations of Charlamagne the God raping her. She had the interview with Star from Star in the Morning. And I gotta say, I'm glad Star broke the story. You know, his work with African Men's Bada, the work that he did with breaking that story, to me, will forever put me as a fan of his. Because he didn't have to do that, but he did it. Now, I'm gonna talk about the problem I have with Charlamagne the God. My issue with Charlamagne the God has been this since the past week. You went hard against a legend like Bill Cosby and said that he needed to go to jail. You talked about him with the Spanish Fly charges. I mean, when he made the joke about years ago putting Spanish Fly in a girl's drink. But this man never admitted to raping a girl. You, however, you actually did. You actually gave an audio in 2015 about how you you had sex with a girl while she was drunk. Now you even come forward and said that, you know, you was with your wife for a year before you had sex. And then when you finally had sex with her, she was drunk. And then she woke up and was like, did you kind of rape me? And then you had to question yourself. Now, I have an issue with you because you pushed hard for Bill Cosby to be convicted. And he's an old man. And the stuff that he's even been accused of, I'm going to say it, he was innocent. Well, he wasn't innocent but proven guilty because the court of opinion convicted him. But you have blatantly stated that you raped women. Your tweets share that. And I have an issue with that. And this is the person that is coming out with all these books criticizing the black community. You're one of the people that has caused black community to be in pain. Joking about rape. Joking about laying your hands on a woman. These are things that are problematic. And it has caused a lot of pain with not just females, but with males as well. Never mind. Let's forget about the court documents. Let's put the court documents aside for just right now. Let's just look at his tweets. Now, the tweets, you know, they're out there. Even if he deletes them, cut and paste, those are going to forever, ever be on people's minds. And also on people's hard drives. Because, you know, people like to copy, cut, and paste. And people like to download stuff. Let's keep it real. But the problem that's really serious with Charlamagne, the serious problem is that he's not going to get fired from the Breakfast Club. You can write so many petitions all you want, but the problem is the people that's behind him. He is a moneymaker, and it's not fair. It's not fair that he's not going to get fired, but that's the problem. A man who blatantly admitted that he drugged women, had sex with them, even laid hands on them, tweeted about it, made videos, audio tape about it. He's getting rewarded because you know why? Because he did it to a black woman and a poor white woman. Okay? And I have to say it like that. And I'm not capping for poor white women, but I'm just going to keep it real. America in society don't value poor white people. Okay? Now, yes, most of them are racist, but they don't look at them in the light of status as a Ivanka Trump or a Paris Hilton. They're just a nobody that does their dirty work. So I'm not capping for them. But I'm just saying that the girl in that audio when he talked about the brilliant idiots, he made it plain and simple and said she's a white woman. But that's not coming at him because he didn't attack a rich white woman. If he was rich and white, he would be done in a blink of an eye. That's why he still has a career. Because he targeted black women and a poor white girl at that, who was blatantly having sex with black men. That's why he has a career. Charlamagne has been a coon from the time he was on the Wendy Williams show. He was just a funny coon because he was up and coming. See, when he was on the Wendy Williams show, I'm going to keep it real. I know him from Wendy Williams. When he used to be on there, it was Wendy Williams, Charlamagne the God, and there was another guy named Kevin. And this is when Wendy Williams was in that period between her blowing up and still an unknown. But her radio show was nationally syndicated. But after 6 p.m., she would have the bonus hour. And on the bonus hour, that's when they would get a little raw. And a lot of people would call up WBLS and they would say, I don't like Charlamagne. I don't like Charlamagne. He's annoying. He's stupid. And if I see him, I'm going to whip his ass. Like, people were saying stuff like that because Charlamagne had a blunt mouth. I remember when Andrew Dice Clay came on the Wendy Williams VH1 show. Andrew Dice Clay wanted to beat Charlamagne the God. He wanted to beat him because he didn't like the things he said. Charlamagne the God, he held his own, but you could see in his face that he was scared. He wasn't going as hard as he did when black people would come on the show. So Charlamagne the God has always been kind of coonish. But this is the problem with Charlamagne too. If it wasn't for Wendy Williams introducing him to the world as her little token son, because that's like he used to call Wendy Williams his mother and his auntie, because even when she had the show in the first season, he used to come on and pop up here and there. He used to host the Word on the Street segment, and she had even said, when my show comes national, I'm gonna have Charlamagne the God as a guest on the show. It never happened once the show went national because they had a falling out. And now she acts like she doesn't even know him, which it is kind of messed up. But you want to know something? After all these tweets resurfaced, the story that Charlamagne the God has said as to why Wendy and her husband Kev had the falling out, it could have been her finding out about those same rape allegations. You never know. Maybe her hearing that stuff, it possibly could have been that too. And I'm not capping for Wendy Williams because she got a lot of issues with her too. But you never know what could have really went down. Okay? Having said that, I think with Charlamagne is that Charlamagne got big, not just because he's a good radio personality. He got big because he doesn't have a love for the people. He doesn't have a love for black people. He doesn't have a love, in my opinion, for black women. When he and Tommy Lauren had that interview with each other in the Breakfast Club, Tommy Lauren is a blatant racist. You know what they did after the interview was over? They went out to eat. He took her out on the town. Okay? You've never seen a video with Charlamagne the God taking his own wife out on the town. You've never seen it. But you've seen him parading this one chick named Tommy Lauren who said that Beyonce was a racist. But you've never seen him do that with his own wife. And that's my problem with Charlamagne, is that you blatantly expose yourself as a person that don't care one way or the other about black women. And that's something that we got to talk about. And we got to keep it real with ourselves and say, hey, there are just some people in our race that get it, but they don't care because they have no love for the people, as in their own people, which are black people. So, having said that, I'm just going to say this. They're not going to fire Charlamagne the God. And that's something that we have to accept. The only person that can be painful about it is Jessica Reed. Now, am I upset that they're not going to fire this man? I am. But I know the business, and he's a moneymaker. And as long as he's a moneymaker, they're going to keep him there. Because the Breakfast Club is on code. None of them people like black people. None of them on that station. First of all, you got DJ Envy. He'll tell you that he's black, but his mother is from Virginia. And his father's from Dominica. Okay, his wife that he's been down with, she's not black. She's Korean, but she has a little bit of black ancestry, but she doesn't define herself as a black woman. Then you have Angela Yee. That chick is very racist because that woman even calls Charlamagne a burnt toasty dude. And the way it came off was very racist. I didn't feel bad for him, but it came off racist. But she herself will tell you, I'm West Indian. She doesn't consider herself a black woman. She doesn't consider herself a part of us. And we know that she's black and Chinese, but she'll tell you, I'm West Indian. And the way she treated the girl from the Gossip Club, the girl that K Fox, the stuff that she said about her blackness, it was disgusting. So they're all on code with their dislike for black people. Okay? And that's why he ain't going nowhere. He's a moneymaker for them. And I'm just going to sum it up by saying, if you want to protest and get Charlamagne the God off of being a celebrity, you have to shut him down by not listening to the Breakfast Club, by not viewing the Breakfast Club on YouTube, also not supporting his outside ventures, and 4, just keep sharing your YouTube videos talking about against the whole situation, and 5, supporting Jessica Reed. And on that note, this is your girl, Miss Lana Little Cool, signing off. Thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you for supporting me. And on that note,